Hello, this is Renee Brown, and I am sharing with you my live binder that I would put together for my Pre-AP English 1 class. So this is how it opens up, and I have a few different tabs. I have General. You'll see that these are just sources that students can use, but don't necessarily pertain to any one particular skill that we focus on. I have Writing Tools, Informational Texts, and Reading Tools, and I'll take you through these quickly. So first, the General. I started this first. I ordered it this way so that students could, just kind of go left to right. General, I figured, would be perfect for the far left. These are various and asunder places students may go depending on what they need, but as you can see, they have a variety of uses. So for example, TED Talks, I don't always assign TED Talks. I just started using them this year. I have students look at them and then journal afterwards. Usually I pick TED Talks that are specifically for students, some encouraging. Usually that's what I'm looking for, is some inspiration for the students. And then this is a new one that I've never used before. It was recommended by my son. I'm going to open it up for you and just let you see a second or two of the introductory clip that they offer.
Hi, I'm John Green. Welcome to Crash Course. This is a YouTube channel. It's a place, where like YouTube videos go.
Here on this particular YouTube channel, my brother and I have spent the last 2 years teaching courses in quick 10 to 15-minute episodes. John has taught world history, American history, and some literature,
while Hank has taught biology, ecology, and general chemistry. Now, when people ask us why we do this and how we want these things to be used, we don't really have a coherent answer. We're just trying to create educational content in the hopes that it will be useful to people.
so far that seems to be working pretty well.
And now in 2014, we're teaching new subjects. Hank is teaching psychology, I'm teaching literature, and expanding upon our world history curriculum.
If you're a teacher, we encourage you to use these videos in your classroom or to assign.
Okay, so this would be a source that students could go to if they wanted to get a little extra information. I have not used it yet. I actually asked my son, who is a sophomore, if he has used it, and he knew about it, and he said it was fine. Then we have Prezi for presentations. If students have to work together or independently to create a presentation, Prezi is very nice. Kahoot for fun, Weebly, of course, for websites, Remind, for Remind, what used to be Remind 101, and then Quizlet. So as you can see, these are just different tools students can use for different purposes. The next tab is specifically writing tools. I tend to do quite a bit of writing in my class, and so I wanted to be sure that students had a place to go where they could find these different sources that would help them in their writing. And some of these are required sources. So I just have an opening page here for them, happy writing, just so they know what this is all about. I started with graphic organizers, so while I didn't really color code my tabs, I did organize them from left to right, especially in the writing tools. The general tools, I think I just sort of put them together without any real worry about organization because there's so few of them. But this, what we have, we start with graphic organizers, and I started with this because usually when students start writing, this is where they begin. Here's an example of factor opinion. They can download or print and then go about organizing their writing. I use graphic organizers quite a bit in my class. The next is peg writing. My school is part of a pilot program for peg writing, and students can log in and enter or type their work and then have it checked and scored. This works with the 6 traits of writing. Then of course there's Turnitin.com. This is usually what I use for grading. The CHS database, I teach at Columbus High School, and we use TextQuest or the Gale databases, and so this is a quick link right to their database. I did this because otherwise they have to actually go to the main web page for Columbus School District, then to the high school, then down to the sources before they finally get to Gale databases. So this is a quick shortcut for them. They can get right to it. I added Google Scholarship, the OWL at Purdue, as another resource for students, as well as thesaurus.com, a little website called plagiarism.org that helps them if they aren't sure about something being plagiarized or not. They have a source they can go to look at. EasyBib is a site I've used before for research papers. Students can type in what they need to create their works cited page. And then I thought I would add this. This is new. I've never used this before. This is another new site, Technology Etiquette, or Tetiquette, I think, Technikit. I know there's a funny name for it. But if students want to, maybe I might even direct them if I notice that during any blogging that we do or discussion boards that they maybe need a little extra reminder of how to act. I can recommend that they go see this. So I ordered these. These right here would be the 3 we use most often. Then I grouped the database and Google Scholar together. The OWL is a formatting, also grammatical resource, and then Thesaurus is a diction resource. And then these were some just extras on the side that they can use if they need to. Informational texts. I started with some instructions. If I were to do this, I haven't set this up, but after doing this project, I'm actually very interested in starting this with my students the next 6 weeks, which starts on Monday. So what I would do is set up an assignment in Google Classroom where I would upload a particular handout, which I've already done, and I'll try to show if I can, but I don't want to take too much time. But then they would go to Google Classroom where I've made a copy of the handout, and it asks general but thought-provoking questions about an article. And so then I have these different news sources for students. What I liked about this is that I have live news sources such as CNN News Live. This is for students, the student news. So they can actually watch a live or a video. They don't have to just go to articles. There we go. So I could push play here and they can watch the article. But they don't have to do that. Some students would rather read, especially if they have to answer questions. So I've included these U.S. News, Wall Street Journal, and then, of course, Kelly Gallagher's article of the week is pretty famous. And News ELA also has some really good articles that I've used in the past, including questions, too. So then that brings us to my last tab, which is Reading Tools. I suppose if I were going to change this, I might move the Reading Tools next to the Writing Tools, but this is sort of a bridge. The information texts bridges, in my opinion, because they will read informational text, but they're also reading for the writing. So they'll read for the information, but also evaluate in terms of the writing skills. So I looked at that informational text as sort of a bridge between the two. And here I've done some different sources that they may use while writing. Apex is an interesting one because we just started using this, especially with our students who are struggling for in specific areas. And so a student can go right here, log in, and start the practice. Dictionary.com is always useful when you're reading and you need to look up a word rather quickly. Now, LightSail is one I got from the website that was recommended on the instructional video for week 6. So I clicked onto it, or I added it, but I'm still learning more about it. But I know that I can, they have access to some different kinds of books. Figured this would be, something that students might use for a reading project or even just reading for fun, especially since now we're heading more toward the digital technology or digital classroom. Multimodal compositions they don't only have to be written, they can be read as well, and this would be a good source for that. So this is another new source that I used. And then more on annotating, I found this SlideShare. This was something I've not used either. But I like this because it's another teacher who has been kind enough to share some very beneficial ideas that students can go and look at to help them remember what it means to annotate texts. I like for students to join in the conversation. That's what I tell them when they write, but that also has to be done through reading. As we all know, reading and writing sort of go together. So this I've found to be very useful, and you can see it's got several different sources from several different authors, but it's very academic, and I like this. I think this is very nice. Well, that takes us to the end of the live binder. I explained how I organized it. I've explained a little bit how I plan to utilize it. This would be a general share. I would share this with all of my students. I probably would put this on my website, which I did include for the students right here. This is my website. So I would add the live binder or connect it right here to my website so students can get to it from multiple places. I probably would also add the link to Google Classroom because they use that quite a bit. The new sites I explained, there were several that I use, more than 3, and I'm glad because I am always looking for new innovative ways to improve my student learning. And I believe that's everything. If there are any questions, please feel free to email me. Thank you.